very limited, I guess, if you play at all this week. And saying he wanted to save the hits on you. You cool with that? With getting hits saved?
I think anytime you're going to play in a game, you just approach it like you're playing in the whole game. So that's where my head's at. So I'm just preparing to get ready to go play in a football game.
Can you though, are saving hits on you, that concept, is that a thing? And can a running back preserve himself by somehow limiting those hits?
Yeah, I think just make people miss and try not to get tackled. That's probably the best way you can limit hits. But no, I mean it's part of football. I think it's the best position on the field. So, the whole thing, and you always got to stay physically prepared, mentally prepared, emotionally prepared. And if you kind of check those boxes every day and you kind of fall in love with your routine throughout the week and just make it consistent, some of that stuff you just be proactive with it.
Do you feel like you got some of those kind of absorbing blows with the joint practices in Indy and Baltimore?
Yeah, for sure. I think, not only practicing against those guys, our team practices pretty physical as well. So I think it's important to definitely, get a little bit of contact in before the season for sure.
Christian, in a perfect world, could joint practices replace preseason games altogether and for the starters in terms of the quality of work you get?
Yeah, it just depends. There's benefits and there's bad things. Obviously you never want anybody to get hurt in a preseason game or in a joint practice, but you also need to see what kind of football team you have. So I understand the need for both. It's also how a lot of guys make the team. You got, not just the so-called shoe-in players, but you gotta find 53 guys that can help your team win on Sunday, and part of that is you got to see, how they are in a game, not just in a controlled practice.
Where do you see this offense now at this point compared to this point last year?
I never like comparing, but I just love where we're at. I think, I just like our attitude. I think we come in every day looking to get better, and that's the key. Everybody in the league's good, and it's the guys who stay consistent, the guys who just take care of the little things at all times, and execute and understand that it's a team game and that everybody helps everybody. That's kind of the key to having a good offense is just consistency and tough football players.
What's got to happen to take this offense the next step forward in the red zone? Because last year they struggled there. Obviously you were gone, and even in the preseason games, that's going to struggle.
I think just not beating ourselves, just continue to move the ball forward, and got to be able to run the ball in the red zone and just make plays when they come your way.
You've been going up against the defense in practice. What have you seen from them so far?
Yeah, our defense is fast. They fly around well. They're smart. They communicate well, and they just present a lot of challenges. And so that's something that for us is fun to go against. It's fun to compete against every day.
Christian, Cuba's obviously gotten a lot of opportunities with the other injuries at running back. What have your impressions been of him and watching him?
Yeah, he's grown a lot. I think he's a guy that takes coaching very personally and in a good way. He applies everything to the field, and he's always looking to learn and grow. So that's a sign of a good player and somebody who's going to be good.
I don't know if you're paying much attention to CJ Saunders. Well, what has been your impression of him as he tries to make this team?
Yeah, CJ's been great. Shows up every day, puts his head down, and works. Obviously he's made some great plays in practice at receiver, but stepping in the other day late in the fourth quarter when we were down a bunch of gunners and taking gunner reps on the punt team. He hasn't taken one rep of that all preseason. Just a guy who can, who's going to do his job when his number's called. That's the sign of a good, tough football player. So he's been really fun to work with.
What was your favorite part about coming back to Charlotte from Walton?
I tell you what, this is the hottest day we've had in camp. I thought it was going to be a little cooler, but it's just nice being able to, be back on our own grass, be in our facility, and just continuing to have the guys around and just all be together.
You had to sleep in your own bed.
Yeah, sleep in your own bed's always good.
Christian, with the Steelers coming Friday night, I know that you're not going to probably play very much for the rest of the starters. Sounds like you might play 2.5. What kind of a test? How much have you learned about this team facing that defense in particular?
Yeah, each week presents new challenges. Obviously, they're a heck of a defense with a lot of great players. It's funny as I go through the league, you say that pretty much every week. Every team's got a lot of really good players, and some better than others at different positions. but it's all, it's the NFL. And so at the end of the day, I think it's always going to be about us and the way we play. We're going to win some plays, they're going to win some plays, but we just don't beat ourselves, continue to stay in front of the chains and play just very good team football. We can win a lot of games.